And hello, everybody, and welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Lauri Albert. I am your host, medium and intuitive, Lauri Albert. Spiritually Speaking is an interactive, intuitive conversation that embraces all things spiritual. Each week, we discuss different spiritual or life topics. I have guests occasionally, and I take your phone calls on the spirit line for viewers to be part of the conversation or to receive a reading. So welcome to the show. Is everybody like finished eating like for the rest of their lives? I am so full. And you know what? It wasn't even Thanksgiving dinner that made me so full. It was just the all weekend long, just eating. It was like crazy. So at any rate, I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and we are now full on into the season of joy and peace. Yay. This is my favorite time of year. Obviously, like I said last week, I love Thanksgiving and I love the Christmas season. Yeah, except it gets a little too busy. Almost every year, it gets just a little too busy for my liking sometimes, but it's all good, right? So what I'm going to do is first, I have a great show planned. I'm going to do a meditation for us to get Earth's energy and healing into our bodies, because I don't know about you, but it seems like everybody I know is sick. So I thought, let's get in and let's do a meditation that invokes healing, right? So I'm going to start right in with that because I have a big show, like it's a long show planned. I'm going to get right into it, and I want to take your calls. So as soon as we get past the meditation, then I will open the phone lines and we'll take your calls. So I want everybody to sit quietly. Put your hands on your lap, feet on the floor if you can, or you know what, if you sit cross-legged, that is fine too. So let's take a couple of deep breaths and just and let's get the stress of the day to go away. And let's just breathe in peace and breathe in hope and breathe in gratitude for the day. And then breathe out all the stress. Take one more deep breath in and out. I want us to sit quietly as you can, and feel the earth's energy. Just feel the energy all around you. I want you to imagine that you're sitting on a beach. You're sitting on the sand, and it's the perfect temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. Let's just imagine ourselves sitting right on the beach, on the sand. And as we're sitting there, it's a perfect day. The weather is perfect. Slight breeze blowing. And I want you to feel the sand around you. Feel yourself sitting in the sand. I want you to listen to the waves crashing ever so slightly. And feel the sun on your face. When you're sitting there all peaceful and you can actually feel the sun hitting your face. And it brings a smile to your face. And then I want you to smell the ocean air, that little bit of salt. It's perfect weather, perfect attitude sitting there, perfect way of peace. Not a soul on the beach except for you. Now I want you to invite the healing energy to your body from the sun. Just invite the healing energy to envelop your body. And feel that energy coming in through your crown chakra, going all the way down, touching every single cell in your body. And as we're imagining every cell of our body being energized with that amazing energy coming from above, I want you to ask Archangel Raphael to come in and help us heal our bodies. Any aches and pains that you have, any disease, we ask Archangel Michael to help us, and Archangel Raphael. I also want to ask Archangel Raphael to help us heal our minds. Anything that is bothering us today, or any stresses that we might have, any relationship issues with your significant other or your children or your friends, bosses, teachers. Let's ask Archangel Raphael to help us heal those relationships. And then we also want to ask Archangel Raphael to help us heal our spirit. Please help us to feel the peace and the love and the joy and the hope in this world. Help us to feel that gratitude and that joy that we know is available to us. Thank you to the archangels. Thank you to all of the ascended masters and our spirit guides and everyone else that is part of our lives on a daily basis. Thank you. Thank you. And whenever you feel comfortable, open your eyes. Wow. Whew, that was nice. You know, it amazes me because, and I maybe I've said this before, maybe I haven't, because I tell this to my friends that, I don't know how it happens, but I have a general outline for my meditations, and I just end up channeling these meditations. It's crazy. They always turn out kind of cool, and not anything like I would have thought that they would have turned out, very just so interesting. So this is what happens when you when you put your ego or yourself aside. And when I say ego, I don't necessarily mean ego like, ooh, kind of thing. But like when you put your own, who you are, to the side and just allow spirit to come in, it's amazing things happen. So yeah, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So, all right. So I have so much to say. It's very interesting because what do I want to say here? It's very interesting because, you know, every week I do the astrological forecast for the week, right? And I love that. I love that I do that, right? I think it's important, you know, because I don't know. I think it's important because it gives us an idea as to where we're going to go and what the energy is going to be like the rest of the week. Okay, it's not important like to your life kind of thing, but it's, you know what, I think it's a good sort of guideline that we can, you know, take to ourselves and take into ourselves and just live by a little bit, right? But I got to tell you, this week I'm nervous to read this. I almost didn't, and then I thought, no, Lauri, you got to be real, right? I mean, if I'm nothing else, I'm real, right? People know that about me, you know, my friends. So, okay, so here's the deal. We know that Mercury is getting ready to go retrograde, okay? And poo-poo it all you want, but the reality is the energy has been kind of nutty. Crazy for me. Like the whole, you know where I see it the most is on the freeway. You know, I'm pretty good at like dealing with the people aspect and the communication because I recognize, okay, there's going to be communication issues. So I'm try to be really specific what I say and how I say it and that sort of thing. But I'm telling you, like, road rage is like freaking rampant right now. So at any rate, so that's the deal with that. So let's just be aware of that. Now, I'm going to read to you this week's Christopher Renstrom's astrological forecast for this coming week, November 27th through the 3rd. But it really actually has to do with December 1st, which is in what, 3 days? Yeah, sure, 3 days. Whatever, right? 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Okay, so 3 days. Come on, you guys all know that little rhyme, right? So at any rate, I decided to go ahead and read this because there's always a positive to be found in anything, right? That's who I am. I am about finding the positive and stuff. So I'm going to read this and then we'll talk. Okay. Gasoline always gets poured on the fire when Mars forms in opposition to Uranus on December 1st. You'll see polarizing energies reach new fever pitches as one side vilifies the other. Oh my God, right? Anger and outrage are to be expected, especially if there's just cause for them. But what can also happen during planetary oppositions like these is that they can create a pendulum effect where you wind up swinging between two extremes. So there's an interesting thing, right? The further you push in one direction, the further you'll swing back the way you came. This could descend into accusations and denials, escalating on both sides with no sign of letting up. If you want to be angry, then be angry. But if you want to move forward, then you will need to find one thing for you and the other side to agree on. It won't be easy, but this is why bridge building requires more thought, creativity, and sensitivity than bridge burning. So, happy times, right? But you know what though? This is good to be prepared because, you know, the reality is, let's all think this through just for a minute, right? Let's all think this through because, you know, there's always three sides to every story. One person's truth, the other person's truth, and the actual truth. So, you know, we just need to be aware of that, right? So let's just have a little patience. Remember, I always talk about the 3 Ps: patience, persistence, positivity, right? I was like, oh crap, I said 3 Ps and I forgot what they were. So positivity, patience, and persistence, okay? Just be patient with people. Be patient with people. But you know what? Watch the news because I feel like it might get a little crazy. So, but at any rate, let's just all relax, right? That's what I'm going to do. Just relax, right? So, I'm going to open up the phone lines. I wanted to tell you if you would like to call for a reading or if you'd like to call just to talk about this or the rest of the stuff I'm going to talk about. I'd love to have you join in the conversation. My Spirit Line phone number is 818-835-5885, and I'd love to hear from you. So, super excited today because today is Giving Tuesday, right? So on Twitter, it's like hashtag Giving Tuesday. So the Tuesday after Cyber Monday is Giving Tuesday. So we spent all of this money yesterday on a lot of it on ourselves. Come on, if you want to be real, be real. But it also we spend a lot of just time and our voice to different things. And you know what? Today it's about charitable giving. And I just love that because you know what? You can't give too much. And you know what? Here's the thing. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't have to be money. It can be donations to, like clothing, because a lot of people need stuff all throughout the world. People need your old clothes. People need things, right? They can use your time. Time is a big thing, right? Time is a huge thing. So I wanted to talk about this, and there's an organization called, and you may have already seen this everywhere because it's everywhere today, is givingtuesday.org. And this is like, it's amazing. And I hadn't heard about it until today, which sucks because I would have been able to, talk about it way before today because I'm totally into this, right? So, Giving Tuesday is a global day of giving fueled by the power of social media and collaboration. And I just thought that was really cool. So I wanted to write that down. Now, I have like all this stuff written down, and I apologize for reading so much, but you know how I am. I want to get it right. Like if I forget an aspect of some of the stuff I'm going to say, I don't want to forget that. So there you go. Okay, so this is what it says on givingtuesday.org. Celebrated on the Tuesday following Thanksgiving in the U.S. and widely recognized shopping events Black Friday and Cyber Monday, Giving Tuesday kicks off the charitable season, which many focus on their holiday and end-of-year giving. One of the best ways to get involved is in your own community. We've created, meaning givingtuesday.org, has created a directory to help you find organizations, charities, events, and more in your own community. It's a simple idea, whether you come together with your family, your community, your company, or your organization. Find a way to give back and then to share your idea. There are so many organizations to give in. Oh, that's why I was just wanted. There are so many organizations you could give to, and my favorite charity that I just think is really doing it all for the right reasons is Habitat for Humanity. Now, that is a lot. They use people that are, you can go and actually build homes. My daughter lived for 6 months in Bangladesh, and she actually went on things, and she actually helped to build homes for some of the people living there. So you can actually get involved if you really get excited about it. You can actually go and get involved that way, which I just think is like way cool. You can give your money. That's fine too. And this time of year, you can give your time. If you have any extra time, make some phone calls. Or, and here's the thing, it doesn't have to be to like the food banks. You don't have to go, and they have so many people that want to give food, or that want to help, serve food at Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. But it doesn't have to be just that. It can be going to other places and just handing things out, like, the Toys for Tots kind of situations and all of that kind of stuff. So, or you could, put on your Santa Claus outfit. I don't know where that came from, but that sounds kind of fun. Nobody believed me, but I could do Mrs. Claus very easily. That might be something that I might want to do. So there you go. There's always an idea somewhere, right? So at any rate, so that is the beginning of my Spiritually in the News, is that today is Giving Tuesday. But I really wanted to read to you guys this story. And again, I didn't want to forget any of the details, so I, and need the glasses for this too. So, okay, so some of you may have seen this story online. But I really wanted to call attention to it because there's a lot of different aspects to this that I'm blown away by. And so I wanted to share this with you all. Okay. Kate McClure. Okay. This is her story. Driving into Philly one night, I made the mistake of thinking that I would be able to make it all the way down the I-95 with my gas light on. Needless to say, I was wrong. I never ran out of gas before, and my heart was beating out of my chest. I pulled over as far as I could and got out of the car to head to the nearest gas station. That's when I met Johnny. Johnny sits on the side of the road every day holding a sign. He saw me pull over and knew something was wrong. He told me to get back into the car and lock the doors. I'm sorry. I'm just blown away by the story. A few minutes later, he comes back with a red gas can, using his last $20 to make sure that I could get home safe. Johnny did not ask me for $1, and I couldn't repay him at that moment because I didn't have any cash. But I have been stopping by his spot for the past few weeks. I repaid him for the gas, gave him a jacket, gloves, a hat, and warm socks, and I gave him a few dollars every time I see him. I wish that I could do more for this selfless man who went out of his way just to help me. I'm getting all emotional. Sorry. Just to help me that day. Can you even imagine? I'm sorry. I don't mean to get all emotional, but you're scared to death. And this guy, this homeless man who lives on the side of the road, gives you, everything that he made that day. Gosh. Anyway, I wished that I could do more for this selfless man who went out of his way just to help me that day. He is such a great guy, and talking to him each time I see him makes me want to help him more and more. One day, I stopped to see him and had a few things in a bag to give him, one of which was a box of cereal bars so he could have something that he could carry around to eat. He was very appreciative, as usual, and the first thing he said was, "Do you want one?" Which is, oh my God, really? I didn't even, that's amazing. Another time, I dropped off 2 Wawa gift cards. I don't know what that is, but, and a case of water. The first words that he came out of his mouth were, "I can't wait to show the guys." There are 2 others he hangs out with, and they all take care of each other. If just those 2 statements alone do not give you a glimpse of the good heart this man has, I'm not sure anything will. I am raising money for Johnny. With the money, I would like to get him his first and last month's rent and at an apartment, a reliable vehicle, and 4 to 6 months worth of expenses. He is very interested in finding a job, and I believe that with a place to be able to clean up every night and get a good night's rest, his life can get back to being normal. I truly believe that all Johnny needs is one little break. Hopefully, with your help, I can be the one to give it to him. Please help this man get into a home. It is already getting so cold outside in Philadelphia. Oh, they're in Philadelphia. And I can't imagine what it would be like to be out there all winter. Any little bit will help. This is a Gofundme campaign. Okay, she was asking initially for $10,000. She has raised, in 18 days, $383,418. Right? So here's the update to this. Okay, and this is just as of today. Okay. First off, this is whatever her name is. What did I say her name? Kate. This is Kate's update to the story. First off, we would like to thank everyone who had a part of this amazing ride we've been on for the last few days. Your kind words, donations, and help getting the word out meant the world to Mark, Johnny, and myself. It must be her husband, I guess. This would have never happened without all of you. Now let's get down to some business. Wait till you guys hear this. This is incredible. We've received a lot of comments and questions about what Johnny's plans are for the money and how it will be used. Hopefully this will answer them while keeping his privacy and the privacy of the people he is helping also. The first thing on the list is a new home, which Johnny will own. He will never have to worry about a roof over his head again. Second will be the dream truck he's always wanted. a 1999, not even a new one, Ford Ranger. Yes, I'm serious, she says. There will also be 2 trusts set up in his name. One essentially giving him the ability to collect a small salary each year, and another retirement trust, which will be wisely invested by a financial planner, which he will have access to in a time frame he feels comfortable with, so that when the time comes, he can live his retirement dream of owning a piece of land and a cabin in the country. A bank account will be set up for him with funds for everyday needs and will get him through until he finds a job. And lastly, he will be donating. Yeah, do you believe it? He will be donating to a few organizations and people who over the last couple of years have helped him get through this rough patch in his life. This is a well thought out plan that Johnny, his lawyer, and financial advisor came up with in order to give Johnny the means to acclimate back to a normal life and also protect him and ensure he has a bright future. I hope this will answer all the questions you have about I've been getting about his plans. Once again, we couldn't thank you all enough for the kindness you have shown. Mark and I are beyond humbled and grateful that you took our little project and turned it into a worldwide cause that thousands of people supported. The next update you receive will be from Johnny himself. He finally got his new computer and is dying to thank you all personally. You guys are amazing. Keep checking with us from time to time. The Gofundme website is like incredible, right? Like, I had never spent any time on GoFundMe because I thought I would never do it, or I can't imagine me at a point that I would ever do a GoFundMe unless Spirit said, Lauri, raise some money for this or raise some money for that, right? So it's just something that I never researched, right? I got on there today once I read this, and I am just blown away. People helping people. I mean, this is incredible, you guys. This is really incredible. I mean, in Philadelphia, this guy now has, and it's a well thought out plan. It's not like, and here's the thing. It's not like, I don't know the situation. I'm not privy to all the details, but there are those out there, especially in the Los Angeles area, where they're homeless and they're into drugs and all that kind of stuff. It sounds like this guy really wants to get his life back, and he's really on a road to getting his life back. And I just think that is incredible. Not all situations are going to be like this. I understand that. But guess what? This is one situation that, I saw on there today, they were like doing $10. Somebody did $100. And it's just amazing, right? So if you really want to get excited and you want to help Johnny out, I think that would be a fantastic way to do it. And again, you don't have to have a lot of money. $10, Now, here's the thing. Again, I'm not familiar with that situation, so I can't 100% condone what it is. But I'll tell you what. Why not? Let's find the positive of this. Right? Let's find the positive way to be in life with this, okay? So I wanted to say that. I wanted to share all that with you guys because you know what? We need good news stories like this, especially apparently considering what's about to happen. It's going to get crazy on December 1st. But the reality is this is amazing, right? So at any rate, so you know what? I wasn't looking up if the phone rang. I apologize. The Spirit line is open if you'd like to call in, or if you'd like, if you have a question or you want to talk about this, or if you'd like a reading, I'll be giving readings. My phone number is 818-835-5885. So feel free to call in if you'd like. It's so funny. And I know I say this probably every freaking week, right? However, Spirit, I always think to myself over the weekend, I'm going to write my show out and I'm going to figure out what I'm going to talk about, blah, blah, blah. And nothing comes, because I try to give it up to Spirit. I really do. I try to give it up to Spirit and just allow Spirit to take over. But nothing was coming. Then all of a sudden today, bam, all of this stuff. And it all works perfectly in sync. I love that. When we give it all up to spirit, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, it's amazing how things work out. So all of that is being said because I want to talk about my topic, which is manifesting. Okay? Big topic. And I've talked about it before. It is a big topic. And so many people I know have issues with it, right? Oh, it never works for me. Oh, I tried it. And, the most I could ever get is like, a cup of coffee or, whatever. It's hard. It's not like it takes practice. I just say it's hard because it's not like the process of it actually is rather simple. But it's it's amazing, right? It's possible. I know people. I have manifested things. I have manifested big things. I've manifested small things. My sort of dream car was a white Mustang convertible. And I manifested that. Yes, I did. That doesn't mean that I got it for free, because I didn't, but I manifested it. Okay? There's a different way of looking at that. Okay? So I'll just leave that aspect of the conversation at this. But what I want to talk about is that, we have to raise our vibration in order to do this. And how do we do that? Well, guess what? I don't know about you, but hearing that story about Johnny and about that homeless man and about, actually, to be honest with you, and of course I can be no other way apparently, but Kate's perspective of that story really touched me almost as much as the fact that I was excited for Johnny getting his life back, or getting a life back, So I'm really touched by who she is, and that really raised my vibration because guess what? I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling joyful. I'm feeling a sense of gratitude that was amazing from that story, right? So here's the deal. When we want to manifest something, we have to get ourselves out of the way. We have to get ourselves out of the way. Because when our mind takes over and we start thinking of things, well, this will happen, but oh wait, maybe this should happen first. Maybe this will happen first. Oh well, what about this? What about that? Your brain can like go crazy, right? But here's the deal. It takes a little bit of practice. Yes, it does. But the reason why this all kind of works together is because if we get into a space of giving, get ourselves out of the, oh my gosh, I really want this, and get ourselves out of that space and get into a place of giving, that really can be helpful, right? So what you need to do is, very simply, ask, believe, receive. Okay, that comes from Abraham Hicks. Okay, that's a simple process. Ask. You need to ask for what you want. But here's the deal with this. You need to be really, really, really specific. Okay, really specific. And then you need to believe. You need to believe it's going to happen. Okay? Then you need to receive. That's honestly a tricky part. But what I was saying is that giving and receiving kind of go hand in hand. So this time of the year, giving and receiving go hand in hand. So if you give of your time, your money, if you have it, or of your goods, things that, your spirit, give of your spirit. Give. Then it brings joy into your life. You raise your vibration, and then all of a sudden things start happening and you start receiving. Okay? I hope that makes sense. So I have a couple of stories to tell you about. I want to tell you the story about the car because the car is like, it's big. But let me first tell you the story about, my story about like parking spaces. And people always, throughout the years that I've been dealing, considering this and dealing with, right? Because I know what's going to happen, right? I just believe. I believe. Asked, and I believe, right? And then I open myself up to receiving. Now, here's the deal. Sometimes I have to drive around once. It's true. But that doesn't make me believe any less that I'm going to get what I want, right? So sometimes I'll drive around rents and I'll go, oh, okay, you need me to wait for just a minute? I'll wait just a minute, that's fine. So I'll drive around and sure enough, right in the front, it's like clockwork. It does it. You have to have patience. You have to, because if you get all, see, it doesn't work. If, you pull up and there's no space there, oh, see, it doesn't work. Oh my God, But you know what? Sometimes you just have to drive around once. Now, those naysayers might say, well, here's the thing. You could drive around 20 times and eventually somebody's going to, well, yeah. Do you have patience about it? Sure. But if you believe it's going to happen, it's going to happen, is my point, right? So I want to tell you about the car. And I can't believe I'm going to tell the story, actually. So I really wanted a white convertible, okay? Really, really wanted a white convertible. And I just really wanted it, right? I mean, it's a hot car. A white Mustang convertible, like, I'm sorry, that's a hot car, right? So love it, right? So we couldn't do it. It just wasn't feasible financially. The timing, it just wasn't feasible at that moment, right? So I have this car that has sunroof, right? And I would drive back and forth doing different things, and I'd be on the freeway, and I would put my sunroof open and open up all the windows and sort of not close my eyes while I'm driving, because of course you can't close your eyes while you're driving. I would imagine, I'd sort of close my eyes and imagine that I was driving in the convertible, So, and you can feel the air coming on your face, So it was kind of fun, And so I'd make like a game out of it. I'd turn the music up really loud because I love my rock and roll and have my music on. Oh, it was great. It was so much fun, right? And I started doing that. And the more I got into that frame of mind of like, oh, this is how it is. This is what I have. This is what I have. It just sort of happened. And I'm not going to get into the whole rest of the story because it's kind of not appropriate, or I wouldn't say, it's not applicable, I guess you could say. But, the car is sitting in my garage right now. And oh my God, do I love it. Love, love, love it. And talk about gratitude. So grateful for that, right? So at any rate, so that's the story of that. Yeah. So, okay. So what I want to tell you guys, first of all, I do have a call, but sadly it's an unknown number and I don't answer phone calls from unknown numbers. Sorry. I'm so sorry if you're legitimate, because I had some trolls. I don't know if you guys have listened to some of the first couple of shows I did. I debated whether to take them down or not, but I didn't. Because you know what? This is life, right? Patience, positivity. Positivity is everything. So if whoever this person is calling would like to call back from an actual number, I would love to talk to you, but I can't. So at any rate. Okay, so we're going to talk about manifesting. Manifesting, one of the sort of tools that I use. Oh, see, now somebody is calling. Yay, that's great. Hi there, you're live on the air with Lauri. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Gail Cerna.
Hi, Gail. How are you? I know Gail. How are you?
I'm good. Wait, Lauri, is this you direct?
Yes, it's me. I run the whole shebang. And you're live on the air, just so you know. But I run the whole shebang. I don't have any sort of helpers yet.
I gotcha. Okay, that's too darn funny. Well, I heard you say to unblock the number, so it's good that you said that.
Oh, so that was you. Oh, good. Yeah.
That was me. I actually have a question.
Sure.
I would love to see if you could reach someone for me who's deceased on the other side.
I would love that.
Could I give you their name?
Yes, actually that would be really helpful.
Okay, Robert.
Robert. Okay. Now, I know you and I have done this work before. Is this somebody that is that I've brought through before?
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
It's a new person for you.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Well, okay, so I will tell you that I've got somebody sort of, wow, good looking. Now, maybe he thought he was good looking, but he's showing himself to me to be a good looking man. I feel like he's a taller man, or like a larger man, and he's not like large, but he's buff. So yeah, does this sound like him? And I feel like he's got a nice set of hair. Do you understand all this?
You know what well, okay, I don't want to say too much, but just some of it does make sense. And I feel like he's showing you how he wanted to be, like
Oh.
not towards the last probably 10 years of his life though, but maybe it's how he thought he should be.
You know what's interesting about that is that a lot of times for me, and again, you know how we speak, is that all mediums are different and we all get messages differently. But here's my thing is that a lot of times spirits will come through and they'll show me themselves the way that they were at a point in their life when they felt the best. So
Correct.
Was he a tall man? Because that we can't change. Was he a sort of a taller man?
I'm trying to remember the height. I would say medium is a good way to put it.
Okay.
Like not too short, but not like real tall.
Right.
And I think at one point in his life he may have been buff.
Okay. Yeah, because he's showing me. I feel like that he's showing himself to me to be like maybe in his 40s, maybe.
Okay.
Again, doesn't necessarily mean that's how old he was when he crossed over, but yeah, I feel like that he's like in his 40s or maybe 50s, but I'm feeling like late 40s. Does he have like a nice head of hair, or did he at one point in his life have like a good head of hair? I feel like
I think he did it at one point in his life.
Yeah, because I feel like he was really sort of proud of his hair. Like, you know how a lot of men sort of they lose their hair, so I feel like he was kind of proud of his hair, in his life. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm just going to give you what I'm getting here, but for some reason he's referencing pears, like the fruit, a pear.
Oh, okay.
He's showing me a pear. I'm not sure if you can take that, if you can understand that. He's showing me pears. I want to say, okay, he's showing me like a scene where he's outside. And I feel like that he's amongst a whole bunch of trees, and I feel like that they're fruit trees. There's like fruit trees. Can you understand the fruit tree or trees?
I think I might understand it. I'm not 100% sure, but
okay.
I feel like you're on the right track.
Okay. He's showing me like trees, but they're not like big pines or anything like that, like big, oaks or that sort of thing. I feel like that they're smaller trees, that sort of thing. And he was, I wouldn't say he was necessarily like into gardening, meaning like I wouldn't say he was necessarily into gardening like flowers and stuff, but I feel like that he was really into like working on the yard, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
I feel like it brought him some peace. And now I will say that I feel like that he crossed over when he was a little bit older. I want to say he was maybe late 70s. Do you know how? You don't have to tell me, but do you know how old he was when he crossed over?
Okay, you know what's weird? Okay, so
is this somebody else?
Have another? Yes, but keep going because I'm happy to hear from this person too.
Oh my God, that's so funny. So everything I just said?
Everything you said doesn't fit Robert, but it fits someone else in my family, like to the T. And I'm getting like these goosebumps as you're talking. So keep going. Keep going.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, that's good. Well, I'm sorry Robert's not coming through, but okay.
That's okay.
So, spirit on the other side, and I know you know this. They have a mind of their own, right? Or a spirit of their own, I guess I should say. But so this man, I feel like that he was in his maybe late 70s when he crossed. I'm getting that like there was just it's like a wearing down process of this man. I feel like that he had worked really hard his whole life, and I feel like that he would you understand him working hard, like physically, like working hard?
Okay, So from a capacity of working hard, for sure, most of his jobs were all mental strength, but he definitely worked hard his whole life.
Okay.
And the whole thing with being outdoors and the garden makes sense because he did work hard at that.
Okay.
That was like something he did in his spare time.
Does he understand? Do you understand the fruit then, as far as that goes?
I do. Not exactly the pear,
I
but
know.
other fruit. It totally describes other fruit
Okay.
that he would cultivate. Yeah.
I don't know where the pear comes in, but maybe you'll think of that at some point, some
like
other
a
time.
representation of the fruit is the way I see
it.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. I want to say that he was. Can you give me his first name, by the way?
Leon.
Leon. Okay. I just really feel like that he once he decided to sort of stop working. I don't want to say that he had something about the word retire. Like he didn't want to call it retiring. Like there was something about like I'm just not interested in calling it retiring. I just am not going to.
Yeah, that's very accurate description. Yep.
Yeah, because retiring means that like the next step is the grave. But I feel I mean this is him talking, not me, right? And this is what I feel like he's saying. He's like, yeah, the next step.
Yeah. That sounds like him.
Yeah, right. So, but he kept busy after he stopped working. But I feel like that he was like a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. He was a hard worker, but he had a good demeanor about him. I don't know that he spent a lot of time in a place of anger at all.
That's correct.
I feel like that
accurate.
he's got like the nicest demeanor. Like he would like I feel like that this is what he's showing me, sort of the scene where like he's like working outside and he's got like a rake in his hand and somebody would come up and talk to him and he how some people would just continue to rake while they're talking. He would stop what he was doing and like look the person in their eye and speak to them. And
yeah, you're right.
He was really proud of that because he was able to be in and I don't think he would necessarily talk like this when he was here on the earth, but like I feel like that he was able to be really present to what was going on with him at any given time. So
that's a correct without having a spiritual backbone in his body, he always lived in the present moment. He didn't even know he was doing it. He just did it naturally.
God, isn't it great to like know people like that? Gosh, I love that.
Neat.
Love that.
I'm just so happy you brought him through.
Yeah.
Does he have a message for
now,
me? Because I know he's here. So does he have a message?
Well, he's not. Let me just figure out the relation to you. He's not blood related to you, is he?
No, he's not. Good job.
Okay, yeah, because I feel like he's not related. I feel like he's not blood related to you, but he loved you. Like, is this like your father-in-law or something?
You're almost spot on, stepfather.
Oh, stepfather. Okay, because I feel like he loved you like a daughter, but I didn't feel the blood. So yeah, so he loved you like a daughter. And he's talking to me right now about she's a special one, and I know that because I know you. So this is what he's saying to me. He's saying, you've got to realize that she is a special one. She's got, and I know this to be true too, she's got gifts that she doesn't even realize she has. So he's saying that. He's talking about you. Let's see, how can I word this? He wants me to be kind of careful in my wording because he doesn't want to give you like any sort of weird wrong impression. But he's telling me that you're like here, okay, and this is where you are, like you're going on this path right here. But there's all this stuff up here that is like you, and it's like it's like you're on this path, and right now you're like going steady on this path, but he's talking to me about how, and there is no up or down. I'm just doing this for, you're changing paths. I don't want to say changing paths, but you're on this path where you're moving up. Okay. And again, I hate using the up and down thing because that's not necessarily the way it is. It's just you're kind of changing paths a little bit. Right. And it's going to be something that you're not quite aware of at this moment. And,
Does he have any hints as to what it is? Can he tell you in specific words?
Well, let me see. He's sort of like has this really like amazingly gentle smile on his face, and he's like, now if I told you, this is what he's saying, and I feel like this is, you're going to say, oh, that's something he would say. If I told you, that would take away the fun of the journey.
Okay.
So that's what he's saying as far as that goes.
Wow.
You know, he really there's the word respect is coming through really, really loud and clear. Okay, the word respect. He respects what you're doing relating to a couple other situations that are going on in the family right now. He respects that you are, and this is the words that it's coming to me, you're taking the high road and you're doing what is correct. You're doing what is right. And do you know what I'm talking about? Can you understand what these...
He's going to make me cry.
But do you understand what that situation is? I feel like that there might be more than one, but you know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Because you're taking you're doing the correct thing, and he appreciates that. So stay on that path. And there's he's talking about how there may be people that are trying to get you to not continue on that path, but don't listen to them. Oh my gosh, he is such a riot, because he's like, don't listen to them. He's like, don't listen to them. If they try to get you going on a different path, don't listen to them, because that's not the right way to go. And he's telling me that you know exactly what I'm talking about. So,
okay, that's good confirmation.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for bringing him through. That was so weird. I wanted to hear from another person, but you made my day.
Oh, that's good. That's great. So, am I ever going to get to see you at some point soon, except on the road when I pass you on the...
Yeah, just let me know. I can't make it on Thursday nights anymore because something else came up.
Okay.
But just reach out to me anytime you want. I'd be happy to get together with
I know.
you for
I get
coffee
so
or whatever.
jealous that and you guys, I'm sorry I'm making this kind of a personal call, but but Gail like hikes, and so she's like always online posting these pictures about her going on hikes, and I'm thinking, you know, someday I'm just going to call and I'm going to surprise her and I'm just going to go with her.
Oh, you know what? And just to let you know, Lauri, I'm all about easy hiking because I have physical conditions too.
Yeah.
And so I don't do any moderate hikes, if that makes you feel any better.
Yeah. Well, but you know what? It's a goal. So maybe over the holidays you'll get a surprise call from me or something.
Oh, yeah, anytime. And best of luck with your event with Ed and Cheryl.
Thank you. Yes. If you're in the Los Angeles area, we're going to be at the Onion, which I have never heard of. And
you'll love it.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Cool.
There's going to be 4 of us doing dems, and Ed Torres is going to be talking. He's going to be, I don't know exactly what the format is, but Ed is going to get up and do a demonstration of himself, but he's going to be talking about stuff. And so, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll be up there giving readings. It's going to be a lot of fun. So we'll see. And the event information will be on my, it's this coming Monday, the 4th. Is that right? December 4th. So it'll be on my Facebook page. So if anybody's interested, But thanks for the call, Gail.
Take care, Lauri. It was great talking to you.
Thanks, and thanks so much for listening to the show and watching the show. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I love these shows.
Oh, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. Have a great evening. Thanks for the call.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oh, that's nice. You know, it's so nice to like talk to nice people, right? So yeah, you know what? And I apologize for not taking the unknown callers, but yeah, we had that troll situation and that was bad. But you know what? Keeping that positivity up, right? Keeping it up. So at any rate, so I wanted to tell you guys about manifesting. I'm going to do this really quick, right? Okay, so Abraham Hicks, if you're not familiar with them, it's Esther Hicks, and she is a channeler, and she channels Abraham. Abraham is entities from the other side, and they just are teachers, and they teach us so much, right? So got to give credit where credit's due, right? So here's the deal. As far as manifesting goes, if you are interested in learning how to do this, this is a simple way. It's called a focus wheel, okay? This is a very simple way of getting your vibration up, okay? So what we do is in the middle circle, okay, there's a middle circle, and we write in there what it is that we want, okay? And for the purposes of this, what I want is a calm, stress-free holiday season, okay? I'm going to manifest this, okay? You just watch. And I'll report in my progress. And then what we do is we go around the circle and we write in the circle all the ways that we feel when we have what we want. So basically I wrote in, I have the ability to be present to every single thing I'm doing. If I decide to bake, I'm fully present as to the baking. That will be a calm thing. I take on every task without anxiety and without stress. And so I write it on there. And so I'm like writing all these things on how I feel as I'm having this stress-free holiday season. Okay? So it's a really interesting way of doing that. And you can create the focus wheel yourself. I mean, it's just the focus wheel and then circles on the outside. And by the time you write in all of those things on the little circles, by the time you write that in, it's like your vibration is raised. You feel like you already have what it is that you're asking for. So, yeah, so that's basically it. So what I'd like to share with you guys is keep on keeping on with it. Don't give up because, like I said, it's a simple process in theory, but don't let any sort of like, oh, well, I didn't do it. Don't let that deter you. You just got to keep on keeping on and have that hope and just keep your vibration high, okay? And give. Get out of your own brain and set it aside and give to other people because that helps your vibration raise too. And before we go, what I'm going to do is I want to read you my quote for the day. And this is Maya Angelou, okay? That day, and this is from her book, Letter to My Daughter, okay? That day, I learned that I could be a giver by simply bringing a smile to another person. The ensuing years have taught me that a kind word, a vote of support is a charitable gift. I can move over and make another place for someone. I can turn my music up if it pleases or down if it is annoying. I may never be known as a philanthropist, but I certainly am a lover of mankind, and I will give freely of my resources. And that's Maya Angelou, and you know what? That's such a beautiful thing. Just a beautiful quote for the day. So I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. You can always go to my website to check out how I give readings. I do give readings. So you can check that out because readings by Lauri on my website. My website is laurialbert.com. So you can go to that, sign up for my newsletter on there, see where what's going to be happening, right? And yeah, so great. I wish you all a fantastic evening, and everybody stay happy and have a great night. Take care.
Thank you for watching Spiritually Speaking with Lauri Albert.